like to welcome in now States News reporter at Politico, Natalie Fertig. Natalie, great to see you. Thank you for your time today. You previously covered cannabis policy for Politico, so you are well versed in this. Again, this would not legalize marijuana, but it would allow for research. So just tell us more about what this executive order will actually do.
You're right. This won't legalize marijuana. It won't change anything immediately on the ground for folks who are looking to buy marijuana in their state. If you live in a state where marijuana is legal, that will continue to be that way. And if you live somewhere that is not, that will persist as usual. What it will do, like the president said in the clip you played, is change medical research. Right now, it's really hard to research something that is a Schedule I drug. You have to get special permits to do that. This will make it easier for scientists to find out more about marijuana as more and more people around the country are consuming it. It also might change the taxes that marijuana businesses in legal states have to pay, which understandably is something they're very excited about.
Oh, well, Natalie, can you talk about why? I'd like to bring back that graphic we just showed there, where right now it's a Schedule I. This would make it a Schedule III. Why right now is marijuana classified with drugs like heroin, LSD, and ecstasy?
We actually have to go all the way back to the Nixon administration and the beginning of the Controlled Substances Act. Back then, we have testimony from folks who worked in that administration about the racist origins of putting marijuana on the Controlled Substances Act. It also was targeting hippies at the time, and putting it on that really high level at the time was, viewed as a smart thing to do for public health. I think, as you said, public polling has changed a lot since then. There are people who use marijuana for medical purposes. There's also people who use it like alcohol, to chill out on a Friday night. There's still a lot of pushback from folks saying we don't know enough about the full impact of this because as a Schedule I drug, there is not as much research as there could be as a Schedule III drug. So there's still a tug and pull. You said that 64% of Americans support legalization. That jumped a lot over the last 20 years, but in the last few years, it's really stabilized. I think there's a little bit of concern and some questions out there. I think the president and a lot of folks are hoping that more scientific research will answer some of those questions.
Absolutely. All right. So if this is a political move, Natalie, is it clear that the president would see a benefit with any particular group, any particular age range?
Well, young people, for starters, obviously are very a much higher support level for marijuana, especially millennial voters, but also Gen Z, who've been moving toward marijuana in replacing alcohol use with things like THC seltzers. But then also, you've got veterans who use marijuana for medical purposes. You've got people with chronic pain who can come from all different walks of life who use marijuana. There's a lot of different groups that this could play well in.
All right, and supporters, say this move, of course, is going to make it easier to do medical research. Critics, though, say it, could potentially cause more harm than good. I'd like to listen to what Republican Congressman Mike Lawler told NewsNation's Blake Berman.
I think rescheduling marijuana is wrong. The fact is marijuana is a gateway drug. Most of the people who end up using harder substances start out on marijuana. The THC content in marijuana is significantly higher today than it was 30, 40 years ago. And so when you look at the challenges that we're facing as a country with substance use disorder, I don't think rescheduling marijuana is wise. I'm opposed to that.
All right, so Natalie, are we likely to see more GOP-specific pushback on this?
I would definitely expect so. I also need to point out that the president does not unilaterally have the power to reschedule marijuana on his own, at least not according to the Biden administration, which made that argument when they put out an executive order in 2022 asking the DOJ and HHS to look at reclassifying marijuana. And that process stalled in December of 2024 before the Trump administration took office. So the way that this executive order is written is going to be really key to what response the GOP in Congress have.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.